Well, good morning, everybody.
Good
How's everybody
morning.
doing? Good. Okay, so as we always start out every month, there is some seats up here in front. If you want to move up and be able to hear and see a little bit better, you're welcome to do so. We always like to start off with a house story. In the last 30 days since our last meeting, who made an offer, who bought a house, who sold a house, who made an offer on a house? Let me have it. 60 seconds. You were standing up, so you're the guilty one. You're the victim. Tawana, if you would, just give us that quick 60 seconds spill on the deal you just did. If you
Okay,
would,
good
just
morning.
speak up so the mic can hear
Okay,
you.
can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good morning. So I picked this deal up, not my normal process from the MLS. So they were asking 155. It's an Oklahoma deal. It's in my target area, 155, and I picked it up for 92.
Nice. And what's the repairs, estimated repairs?
Estimated repairs are like 40.
Nice. Nice. And how'd you find this deal?
MLS. I was actually researching another one and this one popped up and I was like, let me just take a look. So flipped through pictures, got in contact with my realtor, made an offer. And I was actually at the conference that the land trust conference when it popped up that, hey, this is what they negotiated back at. And then I went back and they accepted my second offer. But come to find out the square footage was off by like 400 square feet. So I went back in and negotiated, and that's how I got it at 92.
It was smaller.
Great.
Yes, it was smaller.
Good catch.
Yes.
Good job. Yeah.
I like it when it's the
thank
other
you.
way around and it turns out it's bigger.
That
So,
was good too.
One thing for you to look for is if you bought a house that has an enclosed porch on it, many times the county records hasn't picked up on that extra square footage. So you want to get that measured and you may find yourself making a little extra profit when if it's heat and cooled living space, that gives you a nice little boost. At the same time, I had one time that 2-story, and the master was on the second floor. And originally it was a porch underneath the master. Somebody enclosed that porch. And I didn't know that the county had captured that as living space, except when I bought the house, it was all rotten and rat infested in the walls and wood rot and stuff. So I demodified it and just made it a porch again. Ooh, that hurt come time for the appraisal and the square footage measurement. I lost a lot of money. In the end, we renegotiated, but my sales price was a lot lower than it was supposed to be. So just little things you got to look out for.
So I'm starting to, it's a little bit different. I have 2 lots side by side. I do the build to rent model. And so I'm starting to, in the next 30 days, we're going to build 2 houses right beside each other. The first lot I bought at a tax auction, county tax auction. And then the second one I just bought in the last couple of months. And so this will be the first where I've done 2 that are side by side. I've done 2 at a time, but they've never been side by side. We're hoping to be able to get some scale and get some discount. We build these should be built out all inclusive, including finance costs during the construction. $202,000. They appraise at $265,000. We get around $2,100 in rent, and they cash flow.
What are they? 322, 50?
322, 321s.
321. And square feet?
1375.
Okay. Okay. What do you think the days on market is for new builds, where they're located? You're in Cleburne, Burleson?
Well, I build in Hood and Johnson County.
Okay.
So I'm not looking on the sales side to keep them, but the days on market have increased quite a bit. I mean, we're above, well, I won't say a number because I'm not in that side anymore. I
Yep.
used to be in that side.
Okay. Well, days on market is something we have to be aware of.
Yep.
So, Tawana, your house was in Oklahoma, right? Is there a lot of deals in Oklahoma on MLS?
Yeah.
You think? Okay. Who's looking on MLS in Texas? Are you seeing anything hard to find? Maria's a realtor and she's shaking her head. Hard to find. So they are. It's not impossible, but they are there. And of course, if there is one there, you've got to be on it like flies on you know what, right? Before somebody else gets to it. So, okay, any other house stories? Anybody? 60 seconds.
Sure. Thank you. Good morning. My name's Dwayne Kidman. Here in the
Morning,
Dallas
John.
Fort Worth area. I have a house under contract, closes on the 10th. It's in Cleburne. I picked it up on online auction. I was the only person that bid on it. I was shocked they accepted it, but they did.
Tax auction or for online foreclosure?
Foreclosure.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the county tax appraisal is 253. I picked it up for 85. It's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. It has a Chick-fil-A on one side, a car wash on the other side, and a multi-unit across the street. So there's a lot of options that I think I can do with this house.
Yeah. Rezoning maybe?
I was
Possibly.
gonna say, is it zone commercial?
Maybe it'll increase the value a little bit.
Cool. Congratulations. Keep us posted on that. So one of the tools that we offer in the resources page is foreclosures.com. You might go check it out. You get a discount if you go subscribe to it, being a member of the REIA. Don't go to foreclosure.com directly. Go into the store or the resources page, either one, and you get a discount using that link. So it is something that we're going to be signing up for. Maria doesn't know that, but we're getting ready to sign up for it too, because there's other deals just like that. Now, would you ever find that deal in Dallas or Tarrant County? Most likely not. There's a lot more competition in those bigger cities, congested areas. If you do find something like that, you better get it and run, but pretty unlikely. But more of your outlying areas, I've heard a lot more of those kind of deals being found. Yes, Ruth Ann.
People. I was talking to a realtor the other day, and she said she pulled up 250 and below listings to show some, people, and she had 50 in Fort Worth. That's
Wow.
a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So in today's game, you have to be in the game. You've got to be active. You've got to be looking. You got to be checking different resources. You can't just go to one source and be looking for deals. Okay? You're going to have a difficult time going to one source. So I'll tell you a quick house story and then we'll get started here. Haven't lost the deal, but I haven't won the deal yet either. This is from a wholesaler, a little surprise, but it was in Weatherford, so I want to go see everything in Weatherford. 3,000 square foot, acre and a half. Nice house, huh? Acre and a half. The biggest pool I've ever seen in a house. The house is disgusting. Hoarders lived in it. It's vacant now, but except for some personal items. But they had a water line break. Didn't have the money to fix it, so they let it leak. They just moved to the other side of the house and live. I don't know how long. They've owned this house since 2000. They've owned it 25 years, raised kids in it. They now have health issues. And you can see why if you walk in the house. I thought Lenny's been in a lot of houses and he was disgusted. You come out of the house, you just reek, but dog smell, cockroaches everywhere. The kitchen counter is disgusting. I mean, it almost make you throw up. Yeah, the sink is bad. Kitchen's bad. The bathrooms. I have pictures. If we have time and you want to see it afterwards, I'll show you. Okay. We'll get through the meeting first. Estimated R from the wholesaler was 315. No way. His estimated, or I'm sorry, his estimated R was 615. His asking price was 315. Okay. So I went and looked at the house. It's a total rehab, 3,000 square foot from the roof down, well, from the trees down. Lots of major tree cleanup. Beautiful setting. My estimate is 310 for rehab. The ARV that we could find was 580 to 600, and that's pushing it from what we saw on MLS. So after much analysis, I settled on a 645 ARV because nobody rehabs like me. And that includes a $55,000 pool rehab. That's a house rehab, right? So 55,000 just on a pool, big risk on this pool. Hadn't been running, well, they said 5 years, so that probably means 10. It was black. There's turtles in it. So the frogs I get, but turtles, I'm not sure how that happened. So anyhow, everything, roof, 33 windows. Fortunately, no foundation. The foundation was good. 4 exterior doors. The front door was probably going to be $5,000 because I was going to put a big steel door in the front. It demands that kind of a entrance. But about 3 to 4 foot of drywall up, going to be cut and replaced. Lots of plumbing work, ceiling leaks, 4 big 3-foot skylights. I mean, we're talking about a lot of rehab in this house.
Driveway. Good about the driveway.
Oh, I haven't even told you about the driveway. Whoever put the driveway in many, many years ago didn't put rebar in it.
Oh.
So I asked about that. So the whole front entrance is just, okay. I thought, what in the world? So I went and asked the wholesaler if he knew any history on that driveway. Turns out they had a medical emergency years ago and a fire truck backed in there. And it just went $39,000 just for the driveway. That, and unfortunately, it's probably about 250 foot, wouldn't you say, roughly? So you're talking about a lot of concrete. So everything about this house is big, including the smell. So big deal. So if we have time, you want to stick around, remind me before I shut down, but remind me and I will show you. All right, we're going to get moving. Welcome to the West DFW REI Group, the watering hole for North Texas investors. Place to come drink the Kool-Aid, right? Come learn, come listen, be a sponge. So that's what we're all about. Today we're going to talk about turning investor training upside down, and you're going to understand why the title here in just a few minutes. Isn't that right, John and Stephanie?
Yes. You got it.
So we'll get you started here in just a moment. A few admin notes to our trusted vendors here today. You're going to hear from them in just a second. We couldn't do these events without you, so thank you very much for your support, your continued support all these years. Please turn off your cell phones. If your phone rings, you're going to buy breakfast. Whoop. Randy's not in here to hear that. Randy buys breakfast, so when Randy gets to come in early for the vendors spill, thank him because he provides this room and the breakfast. Pretty sweet deal, huh?
Yeah.
Does
Nice.
he love us or what? So we need to show him some love when he comes back in. Restrooms are right outside the back door here, okay? Deal table and vendors table is right here in the back room as you come in. Please go back there, make sure you take a little bit of all that information there of all of our current vendors. Remember, folks, you're in a bank, okay? The bank is closed. Don't be roaming around. Randy's hidden some Marines and some hallways and stuff back there, so you can't be roaming around, okay? Unless you got to go to the the restroom or the exit. So our disclaimer for educational purposes and attendance policy, the meetings, the events, or classes hosted by West DFW REI Group, West DFW REI Group LLC, or the abbreviated, referred to as the host, both in person and virtually, are provided strictly for educational and informational purposes only. Nothing discussed or shared during these meetings, events, or classes should be considered legal, tax, financial, or investment advice. All participants are encouraged to consult with their own legal, tax, or financial advisors before making any investment decisions and utilizing the information provided. Why is that? Do you think you taking action in your situation is different than mine? Okay. If I may go do one thing and you try and go do the same thing, you may end up with a different result, right? So I don't want you to think that you're going to end up with the same result as me. So you need to go get this kind of advice. If you're not comfortable with what you're hearing and understand it, go to get some advice from your legal counsel and tax advisors. Everybody's situation is different. We are just in full disclosure. We want you to do that so you're comfortable and not just believe me. Okay. I have senior syndrome once in a while, and this gray hair I might say something that maybe wasn't exactly right. What are you laughing at?
Sorry.
You
Wasn't me.
I know you don't have senior syndrome yet. Attendance, participation in these meetings is at the sole discretion of the host. Okay. We reserve the right to limit, refuse, or revoke access to any participant at any time without cause. This includes, but is not limited to, the participants who are disruptive, disrespectful, rude, or do not align with the values and goals of this educational environment. So, why am I saying all this? Some of you know this, but we had some trouble with some hackers in one of our Zoom calls. Okay. And now we have no choice but to have to tell everybody this kind of stuff. So if we cut you off because I don't like the way you look, you understand it was my decision. I'm being sarcastic, but I'm not, you know. I have the authority right there. If you don't like what I just said, you can leave. I'm just being honest with you. Okay. Have I ever done that though? No. But if you act up, if you're a bad actor, John and Stephanie, I might just kick you off the line.
We'll try and behave.
Okay. Keep him calm, Stephanie.
I'll try. I'm close, so I think I can handle it.
Okay. Pinch him.
Yeah.
Okay. So, seriously though, we've had to, you know, put this stuff in writing and disclose it to everybody. We did have some trouble with some folks that just tried to play games. It's another reason why from now on, when we do our Zoom calls and you're attending those calls, you must change your Zoom profile to have your name. If I don't know who you are, if Maria doesn't know who you are and your name is not in the registration for the event, you won't get allowed into the room. Okay, so be sure you change your Zoom profile. No nicknames. You know how the system sometimes will just assign a name or put some characters in there, like photos on your camera, you know, just put some characters in there. You can't do that. You have to put your name in the profile. And I'm telling you this so that you don't get restricted from the Zoom calls if you are trying to attend. Attendance, participation in these meetings is at the sole discretion of the host. We reserve the right. I guess I already covered that one. Okay. Please welcome our newest members, Brandon Potts. Brandon's here today. Thank you, Brandon. Welcome. And Michelle Bainham is not here today, I don't believe.
No.
So, but welcome, Michelle. Our mission is to provide the best real estate investor education, support, and community in North Texas. That's our goal with everything that we do. Hopefully you see that. For the members that have been with us a while, I suspect you see that. You're still here. For the new folks, hopefully you'll see that that's exactly what we're doing. We're very serious about this. And I think for those of you that may attend other REI groups, we do more than any other REI group in North Texas. We offer more training than any other REI group in North Texas. So if you're looking to get active and ramp up your business quickly, you're in the right place today. Come network, learn, and do more deals. We got you covered. We are the watering hole for North Texas real estate investors. Okay, partners and vendors you can trust. So we take the vendors you can trust program very, very seriously. I vet them in every way that I can to make sure that these are trusted vendors, okay? I do not want you to be the next article on TV from hiring a contractor and got ripped off or something. What happens when hailstorms go through DFW? Everybody that thinks they can spell roofing becomes a roofer, and you hear all kinds of scams on TV. We have Lenny. Lenny's been in the business 40 years. You know, we want trusted vendors like Lenny and the others you're going to hear from. We're just going to start with Lenny. Welcome, Lenny. Roof Max Pro.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I've been in roofing business since 1980. Started roofing in 1977. So I've done it a couple of years. Been a member of this group for several years. I don't even remember how many years. It's
Long time.
a long time. But if you want to learn something, let me tell you a little bit about this group. This is a place to come. That's the reason I call it the watering hole, because if you got a thirst for knowledge, this is where you can get filled up right here.
24/7.
24/7. And this is the place if you want to learn something about real estate. And this is the place. What I do is I can help you. If you'll call me, if you're going to bid on a house, I'll go look at it. I'll tell you whether it needs a roof or it needs just to be repaired. I'm honest with you. I went out to Tim's house, $20,000. That's what it's going to cost to replace that roof. So he knows to drop his bid by 20 grand because it's going to need a $20,000 roof to replace it. If he didn't know that at the beginning, when he goes to sell it, he's going to have to fix it up. He'd have been an extra $20,000 out of his pocket. And that's not a real nice hiccup. But if you'll call me, don't cost you anything. I'll go out, look at it, and I'll be honest with you. I'll say, yeah, it'll pass a home inspection or it'll pass an insurance inspection, which them are two different inspections. People don't know it, but insurance company will look at it and say, we'll insure it, or they won't insure it. And the home inspector is just going to tell you, well, they're going to write up something because they don't think they're doing their job if they don't write up something on the roof. But I know what both of them are looking for. But give me a call. I've been around. It's 817-718-3127. I'm the roofer. It's been to hell and back.
Thank you, Becky.
So Lenny has been with us a very long time. I don't even remember how long now, but he's done a lot of roofs for me personally, and he's done a lot of roofs in this group. And as you might imagine, if you just saw Lenny, you can imagine a red and white suit come December. And he is the spitting image of Santa. And he does come bearing gifts. So it'd behoove you to not miss our Christmas party in December. So that'll be announced here for too long on the calendar. So thank you, Lenny. We appreciate you. Okay, let's see here. We're going to go with Ruth Ann next. Ruth Ann Dunham is our longest running vendor. I used to say oldest, but that didn't go over very well. But she's helped a lot of members in the group as well. So, Ruth Ann?
You already know my name. The name of the company has changed. I mentioned that the other day. You won't be able to tell it much, though. It's just instead of Service First Mortgage Company, it's SFMC, Home Lending, and then Service First. That was because we're expanding into so many states that we had some conflict there to carry that same name through. So anyway, my cards are here and I put new cards up, but been in the business a long time as a traditional lender, but the last few years, because we have a sister bank, I've been able to do really creative stuff. And I know some people raise their eyebrows when I say no documentation for income, but I can do those, and they're a little different than they used to be. They're a little safer than they used to be. But I can also do the 15% down on investment property with no income proof, because you're using the rent on the property to make the payment. That's all you have to care about. All different kinds of creative things, commercial. Anybody that thinks that they can't get a loan, send them to me. It's not going to be a waste of my time. I help at least half of them that have been turned down at other lenders. So you've all got my information. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Great.
Okay. So, sorry, I had to send that message to John. Next up, we have Mr. Mark. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
I guess I could have just done Randy while Maria was standing there next to him with the mic, but
That wouldn't have been any fun. Mark Rowland with Foursquare Insurance, and I help property investors anywhere from builder's risk to landlord policies. I can do single policies. We can do multi-properties on a policy. I met Tim when he talks about vetting vendors. You have to do business with Tim first to come talk to you guys. So I helped him with a builder's risk policy earlier this year, the property he sold recently. And that's how I met Tim and joined the group.
Yep.
So, and along with that, besides doing insurance and helping y'all with your insurance, our household, we also are property investors as well. So if you got any questions about insurance on any kind of property, or if you're new getting in the business, come holler at me after the meeting and I'll be glad to sit and talk. And just, if you're just trying to learn, just let me know, or pick up the phone and call me. Business cards are in the back. My cell phone's on there, and that's the best way to get a hold of me.
And the one thing I haven't said yet is especially for all the new folks here, remember we have a trusted vendors page on our website. If you go there over and scroll down the right-hand side, you'll see all the contact information, website, phone number, company name, all emails, all that stuff on the right-hand side of the vendors page. So next up, we have Randy with Texas Bank, and he is our trusted vendor for not only this great location, but for the fantastic breakfast he provides us. Every month they do this for us. Is that worth a round of applause?
Well, I was hoping to go right after Ruth Ann, because I was going to say that Texas Bank, in terms of lending, we're just like Ruth Ann, except we're a bank. So cut her creativity down by about 75%. And now you're talking Texas Bank.
That's what you do.
That's what we do. Yeah. But we do one unique thing we do is we do a lot of portfolio financing, which means it's not Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. It's our product. So we have a lot more creativity there. Probably not to the extent that Ruth Ann does, but we do I-10 lending for customers who don't have a Social Security number. We do a ton of that. Like 75% of our mortgage portfolio is I-10 borrowers. Bottom line, I-10 borrowers make their stinking payments. They do not let that house go. I mean, it's a very secure bet. So if you run across some of those customers, we can help you with that. Other than that, Texas Bank is very, very proud and pleased to offer you this room on a regular basis. Appreciate you guys being here.
We love you, Randy.
I think we should give a special thanks to Randy, because we're going to be here for the whole year. We were just told next year, every month. So no more Denny's. Thank you.
Christmas is coming early, giving us that kind of news. So for the new folks, we've bounced around a little bit to a couple different restaurants and then come back here occasionally and stuff. And that makes it hard for planning. And sometimes people get confused which place to go to and stuff. So we're very pleased. And not only that, this is a great facility, right? We were here for about 3 or 4 years before COVID, and then COVID happened and we were cut out for, I don't remember what, about 3 years or so. So we are very pleased to be back here. So make sure you say hi to Randy and make him feel appreciated.
Yeah, Biz-
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been trying to give him business. It's just not been working out yet. Okay. Visit the REI toolbox. Now, it used to be called the REI store, but really I was thinking about it. It's really a toolbox. It's a place for you to go if you're looking for additional tools for the business and education. Then you can go to the store or the toolbox and purchase these tools. Keep in mind, if you're looking for stuff, go there first. Everything that we have arranged for in here for you is at a discount. Plus, almost everything is from a 7 to a 60-day free trial. Okay? 7 to 60-day free trial. Take advantage of that. If you go straight to the company for these different tools, you're going to pay a whole lot more and you may not get those free trials. You definitely won't get the 60-day on the one tool because that's something special. Well, they're all special because I arranged them directly with these companies. So keep that in mind. Vendors, we're always looking for additional vendors. So if you have experience with other vendors in your business that you think would be a good fit for us here, please introduce them to us, invite them to come to the meetings, and let's see if they're a good fit. That's the most important part first, is that we determine that they're a good fit for the business. That we want them to feel comfortable and they're going to benefit from it. But they do have to get past my vetting process and get accepted into the program. So we want trusted vendors for you. We want to take care of you. Is that important? You want to feel comfortable you're not going to get ripped off in your deals? Okay. I just fired one because there was a problem. So that was because that was for you. Don't want them ripping you off. Okay, for the non-members, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but yes, I am. No excuses. Today, before you leave, I hope that you will join the group. We're going to give you a 30-day membership offer for $5 stinking. Okay, that's how serious we are about wanting you to join the group and think you're going to benefit. $5 for 30 days. Unheard of. Okay, it's not a membership light program. You only get partial benefits or access. You get full access for 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, though, you got to make a decision if you're going to renew or how you're going to renew. You can renew at a monthly rate of $20 or an annual rate of $150 today. This is the first time I've announced it, but dues are going up the 1st of January. Okay? So it would behoove the non-members to join now, because for everybody that is a member before 1 January, you are grandfathered in at today's rate. Whatever rate you are at today, you will be charged continuing, 1 January. But if you don't sign up till after 1 January, all the dues are going up. So all right, any questions on that? So you have a link in the presentation. You all have access to this after the meeting on the calendar, but you also are going to have a QR code right here in the presentation, and Maria has cards here for the non-members. You can just scan the little QR code and join that way. So again, the $20, look on the QR code, look for the $20 monthly renewal or the annual renewal. So, how serious are you about real estate investing? Are you worth a $5 gamble? Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that. $5 gamble. You paid more for your Starbucks coffee for that, right? Did that last you 30 days? I don't think so. Just save the $5 and come here. Randy gives you free coffee and breakfast. Okay, moving on. Price increase 1 January. Don't pay more later, right? Okay, upcoming events. You can click on this, you can scan the QR code, or you can just go look at your calendar for the new folks. You'll get an email too. We'll make sure that you know about new events. Please read them. We have a lot of stuff going on. We have more stuff coming. We have some new events for November that's going to be, or I'm sorry, October and November that'll be coming out. Please register as early as you can and come partake in those that education and learn. Focus groups. We have one focus group going today, the Women's Network. Devin, raise your hand. Devin is the one that's leading that group. Thank you, Devin. And for the ladies, if you haven't been, please register for those events on Monday evenings and participate in those. We want to get some more events going. So if we have anybody in here that would be interested in leading a focus group, come and see me. You don't have to be an expert. We can help you, but you have to be committed to coordinating those meetings and starting the discussion and stuff. But we can talk about it. Again, you don't have to be the guru to lead any of these groups, okay? We want to be able to give you more education. Remember, we're talking about we already give you more than any other REIA group in North Texas. We want to give you more. I just can't do it as the Lone Ranger. I need help. I need somebody to run these little focus groups, okay? So there's a lot of things. This is just some examples. There can be others. Okay, topic of the month. This is what everybody's been waiting for. Turning investor training upside down. So does anybody in the audience have an idea what that means? Not the people that attended the Thursday night call. Don't cheat. So anybody know what this means? Okay, well, I'm not going to tell you.
Exactly the opposite of what you've done before.
It's considered, that's pretty darn close. Don't you think, John?
I
Couldn't hear.
Couldn't hear that.
Speak up, say it again, Ruth Ann.
Doing exactly opposite of what you've ever done before.
Oh,
Doing exactly
very
opposite
good.
of what you ever done before. It's pretty close, huh?
Very
Yep.
close.
Yep.
Yep. Another tool in the toolbox.
Good.
Okay. So you're going to get excited. I have known John and Stephanie. We were thinking about this, talking about this Thursday night. We met at another Gurus event about 25 years ago. And we've been working on and off together. We were both mentors for one of the big gurus for about 5 years. You were longer than that though, weren't you, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why you have less hair.
That's exactly right.
No doubt
I just couldn't
about it.
take it anymore. I'd already lost enough hair, and it used to be brown.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, we had a great time together. John and Stephanie are great people. They were here in person before COVID. You didn't want me to tell them this. I'm going to tell them anyway.
Nope.
So they were here in person. We had a great event, a lot of interest, a lot of people excited about what they were teaching. They went to Houston and got shut down because COVID hit. So I don't know if they brought it to Houston or brought it or what. They won't admit it, and I'm not going to really blame them for it, but it's just coincidental that COVID hit and everything was shut down after that. So that was our last meeting, actually. I didn't think about that. Randy, that was our last meeting here, was the weekend before COVID hit. So if we can pinpoint a time, that was it. So, but it was a great event, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
So they are, John and Stephanie, great people, very down to earth, honest, and very understandable. And when you hear what they have to say, you're going to get really excited. It's turning everything you've learned about investing totally upside down. And it's going to be another tool in your toolbox for out there making deals when so many of you have said it's difficult, right? difficult to find those deals, making offers, but nothing's being taken, right? Nothing's being accepted. How long's it been since somebody had a deal offered? I mean, accepted. When was the last deal you had accepted? Anybody?
August.
When?
August.
August? Okay. Anybody else? August 25th. Okay, so we've got a couple in August. Okay. My last one was March, I think. March, April, something like that. Okay, so this may help everybody start doing more deals. So let me switch over to the let me stop the share here, John, and you can take over.
Okay.
Screen.
All right.
Now, the one thing that I did not do, and I don't know if we can get this volume to play on the TV. Randy, do you know if there's a way to do that? So I've got the volume turned up on my MacBook. I'm just going to turn my computer around to face the audience, John. So if you would just speak up and.
Okay.
And of
We
course,
can do that.
this is all going to be recorded, so everybody will be able to go back and replay this, which the mic system I'm using is recording it loud and clear. So.
Awesome. Can you hear us well?
Yes.
Okay, good.
All right. Let's see what we can do here.
I can turn this around without pulling my MacBook off the podium.
And Tim, do they see the presentation currently?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Oh, hey, we're glad everybody made it today. What we always tell everybody is please check your previous investor training at the door, because as Tim said, we're going to turn your investor training upside down, because we do things a lot different than most other people out there.
How many of you, by raising your hands, are willing to kind of just put yourself in the zone and listen to what we're going to say and kind of put in the back of your mind what you already know? How many of you, by show of hand, can do that? Awesome. Then we're in the right room, that's for sure.
Great.
We want to take the opportunity to thank Tim. You guys are in great hands. We are, as Tim said, been with Tim for many years, not only on the friend, we've been friends for many years, but we've also done some things together, and we know the quality of the educator that is in front of you. And being involved in a real estate investing group is so important. And I'm sure most of you already realize that. But many of the new people may not realize how fortunate they are that they're in Tim's group or going to be in Tim's group. There isn't anybody better, as far as we're concerned, that you can be learning from, because not only is he educating, but he also does the business, which is the huge best part of it. Is you're not talking to somebody that's just an educator, which there are many of them out there, which I'm sure you guys understand that. You've probably, many of you, been to the Fortune Builders and the other organizations where their big thing is they're educating people. So you're very fortunate. And thank you, Tim, for the opportunity again to be there with your group. And we appreciate the fact that you trust us to come and talk with your group.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Right. Yeah. And, we were approached many, many years ago to get out and sell product and teach people the business and what have you. And we were like, we really don't want to do that. It's, we see how the business works, and you get, it's usually free to get in, but then it costs tens of thousands to get out. And it was
Been there, done that.
Yeah. How many of the rest of you have been there and done that? You get into the funnel where it just keeps getting more and more and more money. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we feel your pain.
We decided, I think it was around 2013, 2014, something like that all right, let's go ahead and get out there and teach, but we're going to do it differently than everybody else. So we don't have tons and tons of product to sell you. We have one thing that we will offer you, and it's a membership, and it's a lifetime membership with us. So it's a low one-time cost, and you're with us for forever. If something new pops up, it's put into the system, you get it. You don't have to go buy anything extra.
How many of you would like the opportunity to be involved with a group that is willing to, if short sales are the thing that's going on, short sales is what you're being taught. If it's subject twos is the thing that's really working, subject two is what you're going to be taught. Or rehabbing is really happening and you're making lots of money, that's what you're being taught. How many of you would like to be involved in something like that where it's on point with what is happening right now? By raising your hands, how many people would want to be involved with something like that?
Okay.
Okay,
All
good.
right, good. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started, guys. What are you guys looking for? Are you looking for a one-time purchase, lifetime training system that's affordable, duplicatable, and morphs with all market cycles? See, we did our first deal back in 1978. That was the first property that was purchased. And we've done a few since then. So we're not just, a flash in the pan, or we think we're just want to be out teaching and selling stuff. No, that's not what we do. We want to do deals is what we want to do. And we enjoy doing them. Are you looking for a system that doesn't put you into the typical sales funnel that requires another $5, $10, $25, $50, $100,000 in upsells to get everything you need? What are we up to now?
Last time I figured we were up over $500,000 in our education. And that includes, when we say that, it includes, it's not just going to the courses, right, guys? There's usually airfare or some kind of travel. You're driving or flying, and you've got hotel, you've got meals. So it's not just the cost of the course, it's the cost of everything put together.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Are you looking for a system that doesn't require you to increase your credit line? Oh, I love that one. Boy, that used to make me sick when they would do that to people.
It's funny, we were talking on Thursday evening with the group that was on, and how some people they took money from places we didn't even know we had money. Well, guess what? That is what they're hired to do.
Find the money and take it. We don't do that. But you're in the right place if you don't want any of that stuff, or if you want some of it. A little bit, a background about us.
For those of you that were on Thursday with us, apologize. We'll go quickly through this, but we want to make sure everybody understands who we are. Originally, in my career, I was 24 years as an orthopedic technician and a personal assistant to a world-renowned orthopedic surgeon. We did surgeries from hand, elbow, and shoulder, but specifically very intricate surgeries for especially children from other countries that didn't have fingers, and we took toes and made fingers. And there was just some amazing things that my boss did. And I thought that actually he just retired in September last month, and he was 80 years old. And I figured I would be with him through the duration of that, until this guy decided that was not going to be what I was going to do. That once he started doing real estate and got really busy, he was like, I need help. And I'm like, go hire some help. But he kept begging me, and I said, well, I'll go part-time and help you. So I did. I went part-time, and shortly thereafter, I got the bug, the real estate bug, which many of you, I'm sure, probably have. And I said, I really, really like this because we're helping people. Same as what I was doing in medical, only in a different situation, helping people not lose their homes, helping people get out of their situations. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do this full time. So I went, my boss and I had our cry fest, and he said, I don't know how I'm going to replace you. And I said, I'm sure you will. Well, he did with 3 people. Not that I'm patting myself on the back, but I did pretty much everything for him. I mean, I was really, really active in making sure that his life was perfectly in line and organized. And I think that's part of my problem. I'm a type A personality. So I figured, well, I'm going to carry that into real estate and do everything, which is what we did. And we'll talk about that a little bit further on down the line here. But that's how I got into real estate, because of John.
Yeah, it's crazy. For me, I started out, my dream job was I wanted to be in law enforcement. So I started as a patrolman and worked my way up to chief of police. In fact, I was, until about a little over a year ago, I was chief of police in a township that was very unknown. But about a year and a half ago, it became very, very well known, Butler, Pennsylvania. The gentleman who got killed at the rally there, he was the fire chief, but he was chief after me. He was a little junior fireman whenever I was police chief. But yeah, that was one day that really, I just couldn't believe what happened, but it happened. So I worked my way up to police chief. But the main thing about being a police chief, I quickly learned that I didn't want to work for politicians. I'd rather put them in jail. So I didn't last very long as chief. So instead, I needed to make more money. And the best thing in our town was a steel mill. So I spent 24 years working in that steel mill. And I hated every single day. I liked the people I worked with, but the job wasn't me. And when I was a patrolman and a chief, it was like, wow, they're even paying me to do this because I love what I'm doing. I'm helping people. But, I had to make more money. I had 2 little ones, a wife, and I had to, got to make more money. So I went into the steel mill. We've been full-time investors now for
It's actually
25 or so.
years. Yeah.
Now. We're #1 best-selling authors on Amazon with Ron LeGrand, and also we're in 6 other of his books. Also #1 best-selling authors on our own with Business Leader Success Volume 1, Elite Real Estate Leaders.
Hey, I'm in that one.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Well, you're an elite real estate leader. We're national and international speakers and mentors as well. And this number is a little low because people tell me, don't put the real one out there. They'll never believe it. So, but we've done a lot of deals over the years, guys. We've been interviewed by Fox TV and several radio stations, podcasts, all that good stuff. There's copies of the books. And you can see over time, we've changed too.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, there's the last book. All right. So since 2000, again, we've spent about $500,000 on our education. We realized most students can't afford to do the same, nor take on more debt in order to afford to do their first deal. So in 2014, we decided to start teaching. It was our vision, our mission to help make the dream of becoming a real estate investor affordable for anyone without putting our students into the typical sales funnel. We wanted to make it affordable and give them lifetime training with access to us. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I know we do.
I know.
And the other thing is, and we don't call you students, we call you guys members when you join with us. So you're a member of our group, a national group that's been buying real estate since 1978. Do you think that statement would look good on your marketing? Does that give you credibility? And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's what we do. We're trying to build you, your business up as well. And being a member with us, you have that. This is why we created the complete agreeable transaction system, or we call it CATS for short, and it's a lifetime membership. Now, what is CATS? Well, it's a combination of a couple of things. Well, let me get into this first. The three hardest ways to make money in real estate: wholesaling, rehabbing, and landlording. And everybody's going, what?
Yeah.
What? Well, guess what? We do all those too. And we're just telling you there's an easier way. So we've come up with something that I believe, well, the whole industry started taking bits and pieces of it and copying it. But the thing is, when you go out to make an offer, are you having trouble getting that 65% of value discount? You probably are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you afford to tie up thousands of dollars and deal with contractors and holding costs and hope you sell it?
For a profit.
Yeah. Do you want to babysit tenants, deal with their plugged toilets, trash, and damage to your properties? What about vacancies? Those are expensive too.
Yeah,
There
I have
is-
one right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And these are all things that we do too, guys.
Yeah, we do it too.
all, but we're just saying there are better ways and easier ways to make money.
So just keep in
Keep
mind,
that in mind.
CATS is another tool in your tool belt.
Yep.
It's not the end to everything. It's just another tool. So some techniques that we use, and I'm sure you do too: seller financing, subject to, wraparound mortgage, subordination is another one, and we have lots of other things that we do too. But if you don't have these in your tool belt to use, then you're really limiting yourself, especially if you have to go get loans or if you have to use your own money. I mean, if you've got that kind of money, hey, God bless you, and you want to put it out there and risk it, go for it. But we have different ways of doing things.
How many like no risk? By show of hands.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, we like to limit risk.
Limit risk. Yeah.
Years ago, I think it was 09. It was right after the crash. We came up with a system that we actually gave to our mentor, and he took it and ran with it. And it's called ACTS. Anybody ever hear of the ACTS program?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, ACTS was created by us. We gave it to him. He took it and ran with it. And it's called Agreeable Contract Terms. We call it the yes side of the business. So when sellers are willing to do anything just to get out from under the property, that's the yes side of the business. Now, these properties can be pretty houses or not so pretty houses. A little story about the not so pretty is, the little caveman guy who does all the advertising and buys houses. Well, he sent us a letter and said we could no longer use the U word. So pretty houses, the U word instead of not so pretty. So, we can't use that. So we call it not so pretty. So when a seller gives you a discounted price or creative terms right up front, what we like to call a motivated seller. So we all want the motivated sellers. Every single one of us wants motivated sellers. And they're there. So this is the yes side of the business. And it could be pretty or not so pretty. Well, then the market changed right around 2011, 12, something like that. And became more of a buyer's market. So we came up with REACT. So it's reverse engineered agreeable contract terms. What that is the no side of the business. So they're going to tell you, I want $400,000 for my $200,000 house. Well, I think most people would say, can't do it. Sorry. See you later. Bye. Us, on the other hand, would say, okay, let's do this deal. And we'll show you how to do that. So again, these can be pretty or not so pretty houses. Doesn't matter. When a seller wants full retail or more, that's what we call a non-motivated seller, and the deal is going to be a react deal.
How many of you would like to see how you would do that example? Like to purchase a 400, the seller wants 400,000 and the house is worth 200,000.
Because I did it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to know that?
I do.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to ask a question of the audience. So first, show of hands, how many people have found the no side of the business? Everybody in here, right?
Where they want more
Okay.
than retail.
Everybody found the no sellers. So
They know the no sellers. Okay.
Yeah. Well, don't
How
we-
many of how many of those same people are doing the deals from the no sellers?
occasionally.
No,
Okay.
occasionally. Okay.
Well, and I said this the other night, we have an acquisitionist who does the acquisitioning of the properties now. And I've told them, if we get 10 leads today, you do everything in your power to get me 10 agreements to buy. I don't care what they want. Get them to sign on the line and give us an agreement to buy. And that starts our process rolling. Without that, we can't do anything. So we want to present our offers and get the agreement. We give the sellers what they want. If they want $400,000 for a $200,000 house, okay, we'll give you $400,000 doing it our way. We present the agreement to them and we get it signed. CYA, and that's called control your agreement. And how do we do that? Well, we have special clauses in the agreement that gives us the control of whether we want to stay in the deal or get out of the deal, or we can do certain things to bring in more funders. So every agreement you don't take is potential profit you won't make. So think about it. If we always try to keep 15, 20 agreements at any given time working. So what we're doing is we're creating our own basically MLS system. And when we don't call them buyers, we call them funders. Our funder, when we bring a funder in who's going to fund the deal, then they've got 15, 20 properties to choose from. If you go out and you just get one agreement and you bring in a buyer, they don't like that property, you're out of luck. But if you've got 15, 20 of them, chances are they're going to take one of those at least. So you want to get as many as possible under agreement. And how do you do that? You give the sellers what they want.
This is where I'd like to ask a question of everybody. Just throw out a number that you guys would be satisfied with making in a deal, whether it's 1,000, 5,000, 10,000. Of course, everybody wants more, but what is the least amount you would be comfortable with in making a deal that you basically only had to get under agreement and find a funder? I think I heard 10,000.
10, you heard several 10. I want 100,000.
Yeah.
That's the least you would take?
Say again?
The least amount?
No, I was just joking. Most
Yeah.
people said 10,000.
So 10,000 is the least amount you'd want to make. Nobody's willing to make anything less than $10,000 on a deal that you basically do very little for.
5,000.
Couple 5,000. Some people would be happy with 5,000. Yeah, 5,000 pays some bills, right? Okay.
Buy Steph some new shoes.
I
Okay.
think it's open for discussion.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the thing is, we want to close every single deal. So every agreement we take, we definitely want to close, because if we don't, we didn't make any money on it. And if we have an agreement to buy, I want to make money on it. So I think the least we've ever made was 1,000.
Yeah.
And, of course, 6 figures is the most, but we want to close every single deal that we take an agreement.
Is everybody okay with that plan? Whether if you're going to make $1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000, but you're making it on deals that you normally wouldn't have even gone out and gone after. Is everybody good with that plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So remember, there's potential profit in every lead or deal. There's always potential profit. The real wealth, though, is staying in the deals. So do we flip off a bunch of properties or agreements that we have? Yes. Along the way, though, are there properties that make sense that, you know what, maybe we ought to keep this one? Yes. So, we do it all. We either make money by selling the deal off, or we make money by staying in the deal and getting the cash flow out of it. So again, we want to stay in as many as possible, and even if the numbers are not worth staying in. So what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is, let's say the numbers just don't make sense for us to close with the seller and stay in the deal. But we can pass that on to somebody else and still make some money, then we're going to do it. And a lot of times we'll do it with maybe like a wraparound mortgage that we can stay in the middle and still get cash flow out of it, even if it didn't make sense for us, but it still made sense for the person who we're selling it to. So we just keep repeating the system over and over again. We always like to say we either win or we learn. Trust.
That's a big one, guys. You should write that down. We either win or we learn, because everybody's going to make mistakes. It doesn't matter. As proficient as you may be in something, we all make mistakes. But we like this. It's we either win or we learn.
Yep. We've made our share.
Oh, yeah.
Mistakes.
And that's one thing we're not afraid to share with you guys, too. We talked about this on Thursday. We're not afraid to share our mistakes. We've made them. And that's the great thing about being involved with people that are doing the business, because we're going to help you cut some of those mistakes and eliminate some of those avenues so that you don't make the same mistake. Will you make some of your own? Probably. Will you not do something that we've said you probably shouldn't do that? Some people may, and you may end up with a little bit of a problem, but the whole goal is to try to mitigate the mistakes and try to make it the best outcome for everybody.
Well, that's what, one of our mentors years ago said to us was, look, he said, follow my system, follow the yellow brick road, you will make some money. Well, that's what we did. We started following the system. Along the way, his system was good, but it needed tweaked for our area. So I tweaked the system a little bit to make it a little more compliant and better. And it took off. So the same thing for you. Let's see. Oh, cruise control. See, they like to call us the cruise control couple. Not only because we put the business on cruise control, but we like to go on a lot of cruises. So we once we learned systemization and putting our business on autopilot, cruise control.
Duplicating it and then delegating.
It just took off like crazy. So our team, we use virtual assistants. We brought virtual assistants to the industry back in 2005. I think we were one of the first ones to start using virtual assistants, and it's taken off like crazy with everybody. Mortgage broker, you want on your team, or brokers. I think the most we've had is 6 or 8 of them at one time, but you only need 1 or 2, and you have them there at the club. So get with them.
Absolutely, because they can bring you leads, guys. They can bring you people that may not be able to get financed. I heard one of your the lady, I believe, said that, they have buyers that sometimes they can't finance. Well, those are the funders that we can work with.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. We always recommend that you have a real estate broker and some agents on your team as well. I like having a broker because the broker is the decision maker for that entity. And if I have just agents on my team, then they got to go back to the broker to see if, what we're doing is okay with the broker and what have you. So I like to have a broker on the team as well. Phone system, there's tons of them out there today. They're inexpensive, but it definitely makes you look like you're a professional and you're a bigger company than what we really are. Contact management system. Tim has RealFlow as one of the vendors. We've used RealFlow. Well, let's put it this way. If it would have been an MLM, we could probably be very, very, very rich because we were the 125th entity to get into RealFlow way back when.
Tim was probably sooner than that, weren't you, Tim?
I'm not really sure. I'm right up there. I've been with them 16 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought you were ahead of me. Maybe not.
It was 2005 or 2006. I can't remember, one of those years.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've used it forever.
Love it.
And
we couldn't do our business without it.
no idea how we do it without it. So check that out on his resources page.
Yes.
Now, an advanced step or team member is an acquisitionist. Now, that acquisitionist starting out is going to be you. Eventually, you're going to want to train somebody else to do that for you. That frees you up to be doing other things in your business. Okay.
I think that's one of the hardest things to get people to understand is that you need all these team players eventually to do the business so that you are able to get your time back, which we all understand as we're getting older and older. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have. And we want to be able to go, and whatever your why is, just fill in the blank. For us, it was being able to travel, do what we want to do when we want to do it. We go to Pennsylvania for 3 months in the summer, and we go to Costa Rica twice a year. We are traveling. We love cruising. We go on a couple cruises a year. And we do that all knowing that our team is in place doing what they're supposed to do. So ultimately, that's what you want to get to. We understand it doesn't happen right out off the chute, but we'll teach you how to do that, how to start implementing in each one of these team members so that you get to the point of what your why is.
That's it. You also, another advanced member is a closing coordinator. And if you have, like we have a virtual assistant who does the closing coordinating.
In Dallas.
Yeah, in Dallas. In fact, when we were at the in-person meeting in your club, she came to that meeting, and that was the first time we ever met her in person. And she had been with us, about 10 years?
Yeah, she's been with us
almost.
Now, I think she's 20 years with us now. Yeah.
Yeah, she's getting old. All right. Here's a deal that we did
Don't tell her we said that, Tim.
This deal was a wholesale deal from the seller to an end buyer who was getting a bridge loan.
Does everybody understand what a bridge loan is? Or anybody doesn't understand, so we don't lose anybody.
We have a couple that don't.
Don't know what a bridge loan, okay.
Well, what it is they have a house, so they took out a loan using their house as collateral as a bridge to get to the new house, and that gives them the cash to buy the new house.
So they've already moved out of the house that they were selling, okay? Just so you understand, we're in a new house, but they used the funds to purchase the new house from the old house that they left.
So the house needed some repairs. What were the estimates on that? I can't remember.
I think it's coming up, yeah.
The realtor brought the funder to us. Now, again, I keep saying funder instead of buyer. Let me explain that. A funder to us is anybody who brings the money to the table to do the deal. So it could be an end user, it could be someone with a loan, it could be a wholesaler with money. Anybody who brings money to the table to do the deal is a funder. And a funder, the term funder is such a better term to use when you're talking to sellers than saying, well, I'm going to bring a buyer in, no. Our funders will approve the deal.
And you'll see why as we go through, why it's such a better term.
Correct.
And yeah, the seller had moved 2 years. They were already gone from the home 2 years.
2 years.
It's where they had one of the relationships with the home where it was very personal. They raised their kids there. So they were very much didn't want to let go of the house, but they knew they needed to because they weren't ever moving back there. And they're like, we're paying the bills on this house, still had the electric on, still had the heat on. And they're like, but they just had a hard time letting go.
Mm-hmm. So the lead came from an online search. So they found us online. ARV on this was $280,000. They were asking $120,000. It was free and clear. It needed about $50,000 in repairs. Is that a good deal? Yeah. So the total PITI was $100 a month just for the taxes and the insurance. It was cheap. It was $100 a month. So the agreed upon price with the seller was, we gave the seller what they wanted, $120,000. The seller would pay their own closing costs, and our funder would pay their closing costs. We marketed the property at $165,000. Is that a deal for somebody out there? Anybody out there? It's worth $280,000, and they're going to get it for $165,000.
How many of you think that's a deal?
Yeah.
Everybody should have their hands up. Yeah, absolutely.
We ended up selling it for $175,502.
Why do you think it sold for $175,502? Anybody?
Multiple offers.
Multiple offers. Bingo.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted this house. This was like, adorable, actually beautiful home. But it needed $50,000 to get it to be complete because he had started a beautiful sunroom and hadn't finished it. All the supplies were there to finish it, but he hadn't finished it. And there was a few other minor things that needed done, but it was mostly that. It needed, it could have used a new kitchen, which I think was why we included the $50,000. But so yes, we had multiple people wanting this house.
Mm-hmm. So we ended up profiting on this $47,868.85. And we did the deal in my Roth IRA. So that makes all that money tax free for life.
Woohoo! Tax free. Woohoo!
Love that.
Yes.
Is
Awesome.
there anybody in the room that does not know what a self-directed Roth IRA is? Okay, you're going to get excited when you learn that. It's
Yes.
another whole class, but you can buy and sell houses and be tax-free in a self-directed, not just any IRA, self-directed IRA.
Yes.
And Tim can teach you that stuff.
Yep. And here's the HUD one showing the 47,000 going into our equity trust Roth IRA. Now, here's what some of you are probably thinking. Was the seller okay with us making $47,868 on their house? How many think that that might be a problem? Nobody thinks it was a problem? Okay. It wasn't. It could have been. I mean, they could have said, hey, you know, you're making $47,000 on this house. You know, what did they do? We did not negotiate with them. We asked them what they wanted for the home. And they told us 120,000. We said, that's what you want. You're okay with that. You're okay with making 120,000. And that their number came from the fact that that's what they needed to pay off their mortgage
At the new house.
at the new house. So they were perfectly fine with it. There wasn't even, so many people have come to us and said, wow, I'm really shocked that they didn't say, like, wow, we could have made more on our house.
Mhm.
We
Well-
gave them what they wanted.
And what if it would have became an issue? And they would have complained? Well, then we'd have double closed on it.
Does everybody understand that? We could have done a double closing. We would have purchased the property
For 120.
for 120 and then turned right around the same day and sold it to our end buyer. So out of that 47, it probably would have taken about another probably $5,000-6,000 out of our profit. But was there still enough money in there to do that if we had to?
Sure.
Yes. Is everybody following along? Okay. It's hard sometimes, Tim, it's hard for us because we can't really see people. So if there's anything, let us know.
Yep, we'll do.
Okay.
Okay. This one was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on 2 acres. We took an option wholesale to cash buyer because it was a pre-foreclosure.
How many of you know what wholesale is? Does anybody not?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's several that do not.
Okay, so a wholesale, it's a combination of wholesale and retail. So, you know, we agreed because it's in pre-foreclosure, we're going to have to get what we need from them, from the seller, to pay off all the back payments because they were 9 months behind. It was a divorce situation, and we got to get enough from our retail buyer to pay off those 9 months and pay off the loan with the lender. So it's a combination of wholesale, retail. So we call it wholesaling. This property also had mineral rights, oil, gas rights.
Why do you think that's important for you to know if the mineral oil gas rights are with the property? Anybody have any ideas?
Then lease profit, if there's a lease on it.
I can hear some things, Tim, but we can't make out what it is.
Potential future income.
Absolutely. If they're willing to give them up to you.
Which with a pre-foreclosure and a divorce, it was easy to get them to give it up because all they wanted was out from underneath this loan.
Does everybody understand, though, if you don't ask, you will not get it. You have to ask.
Okay. So this one was worth 255,000. We needed 235. We got the agreement with the sellers for 180. The loan was 118. There was actually two loans, but I think it was the same lender.
Yes.
So it was 118,000 on this one was owed. Repairs, there was probably 10 to 15,000. We marketed this at 224,977. We ended up selling it as is for cash at 210. Okay, so the monthly payments on these mortgages ended up coming at PITI of about 981, which was pretty decent. But the market rents were 1650. So we're looking at, do we, make up the payments with the money down from our tenant buyer, or and make the 1650 a month minus the 981 PITI, or do we just take quick cash, and get out from underneath it and pay?
Let's see if they can figure out. Why do you think we chose to go with cash? Just read what we have up there. 9 months behind, divorce. What do you think in that would cause us to potentially want to just go ahead and flip this for cash? Anybody?
Was the couple eager to get out, and that was the easiest way, is to get them cash in hand?
Yes, because first of all, to give you a little bit more information, the husband is already gone. He was gone from the home. The wife was still living there. And with the husband, the agreement in the divorce was she was to pay the first mortgage. He was paying the second mortgage, but she was to buy him out of the second mortgage. And she didn't do it when she was supposed to do it. So there wasn't, first of all, there was bad blood there. So there's no way we would have been able to get them both to sign off on us agreeing to stay in this deal. Okay. So we didn't have a choice, even though it would have been a nice deal to stay in. We would have stayed in if we could, but we had to flip this one because they didn't want to talk to each other. You know how that goes. But sometimes we've had divorces where we've been able to do that and pay them each like a payment. But this particular case, not good.
No. So there was a $30,000 profit to us. Also, we got the oil and gas and mineral rights, and we titled those to my Roth IRA. So now that's tax-free for life, and it's averaging a little over $500 a month.
So here's a question that a lot of people ask us. They're like, who would sign over their mineral rights? Why would they sign over their mineral rights? I don't know.
I don't care.
But they did. So the new funder, it was all disclosed that the home did not come with the mineral rights.
All right.
Those mineral rights are coming to us, to John's IRA every single month.
And I've heard there's, oil and gas in Texas, but Pennsylvania, we're now, doing this fracking stuff, and it's revitalized the oil and gas up there. So now anytime we can grab the oil and gas rights from a property, we do.
Okay. And how do you get oil and gas and mineral rights?
Ask.
Anybody?
Yes.
It may not happen. Most of the time it doesn't.
Right.
Just so you understand that. But the 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times, look at $507 a month coming to you, to your business, or going into your IRA. Makes sense, right? It's worth the ask.
Not bad.
Stephanie, what do you do when the seller says no to giving you the mineral rights? What's your story to them then? This is important. When you, on the other end, when it's time to sell that house, what kind of problem is it going to cause for you if you don't have mineral rights?
Well, first off, we're making 30,000 profit. Now the conversation comes up with the mineral rights, and it's like, look, you're going to lose this property to the bank. There goes the property, there goes the mineral rights, everything. So if you want to save your credit, I mean, it's already damaged because you have late payments, 9 late payments, but a foreclosure is even worse. So we can get this deal done if we do it this way. And that is the price, the making up the back payments, paying off the loan, and the mineral rights have to go with the property. So that's our conversation.
Is that what you were looking for?
No, not quite. So here's the issue that I've run into in the past is a lot of the sellers think they're sitting on a gold mine just because they have mineral rights, when many times those wells don't produce. They're not getting much out of it. And they keep thinking it's coming, and that day may never come. Well, on the other end of that, as a buyer, many buyers expect the mineral rights because they think it's going to be a big payday for them. And many buyers will not buy that house or not take it seriously if they don't get the minerals with it. So that's my pitch to the seller about giving up the mineral rights, when you're trying to buy that house, because they may experience a problem with buyers not wanting the house because they're not willing to give up minerals. And I want the minerals, so it helps me sell as well. So that the seller you need to make them understand why they need to give up the minerals. Now, if it's producing well and they're making a lot of money, that might be a hard sell. But but if they're not making the money, there's no reason for them to keep those minerals. At least my experience,
Absolutely.
especially here, if it's just a small city lot or something. If they've got big acreage, they might make a good chunk of money, but the small city lots are not going to make much.
Yes.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, this
We
was
have a question.
Oh,
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you have it's acreages and you wanted to build, is that gonna affect as well? If you wanted to do an add-on or build another home on the acreage with mineral rights?
I don't think it matters, although I'm not a mineral rights expert.
No, it won't matter.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still based on the acreage.
Right.
So.
Saying that person that doesn't want to give up the mineral rights and you added on, you bought that house. I mean, you bought the property. You added it on and the value goes up higher. And then you want to sell, but you still don't have that mineral rights. How hard will that be?
It's really in the eyes of the beholder, the buyer.
Right.
Does the buyer want to buy that house bad enough to ignore the minerals?
Yeah, most
rent.
I
mean, everybody's getting money. So.
I don't. Yeah. It all depends. I mean, some people will still give up the minerals, but depends on how long they've owned it and stuff. But it may not be an issue at all. But I'm just telling you, if you can get minerals, you need to have a story. You need to understand it and be able to explain it to the sellers, because it could help you when it's time for you to sell.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
You got to remember, in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You had a question?
Got another question for you, John.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Here.
Talking now, okay. Is there a reason why you wouldn't want to take that one subject to? Because there's a $60,000 difference between your price and then you've got 10 to 15 in repairs. So let's just say worst case, you're 80,000 in, but you're collecting 1651 a month. That's not a bad cash flowing deal, cash on cash.
Yeah, this particular one, back to husband and wife did not agree on anything. They wanted completely
Paid off.
done,
Paid off.
paid off. And remember, this was in arrears, I believe.
9 months.
9 months in arrears. So yes, under normal circumstances, this is one that we would have snatched subject to easily.
Absolutely.
Made the back payments up. She would have moved on. We would have made that cash flow in between. We had a tenant buyer putting a nice chunk of money down and riding it out. We would absolutely would have done that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good
Yeah,
point.
the sellers have to be on board
Yes,
and cooperative.
absolutely.
Because they could call the lenders and start raising a ruckus with how they
Yeah.
sold it, and it'd just be a big pain for you. So when you do subject to, you need cooperative sellers.
Yeah.
Right.
They
And we had
have to
one.
be- Yeah.
I mean,
they
she
have to
was
be on
she was
board.
cooperative, but he was not. He wanted this thing done, and he wanted it
Gone.
gone. He didn't want any other options. So this was our only option. But as you can see, our only option still produced $30,000.
Absolutely.
Good deal.
Yep.
Plus 6,000 more a year
Yes, plus 6,000 a year. Yeah.
without a tenant.
Yes. And she was a realtor. Why she would agree, and he didn't care. But she was a realtor, and John asked the question. She said yes, he said yes, and
We got
that's
it. Awesome.
Okay.
All right. So what's that one? Closing check.
Oh, these are just some more checks of
Oh, yeah.
deals that we've done, just to show you, with
Oh, this one was Standard Avenue.
Standard Avenue. Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh my, this was a hoarder house.
Yes.
You're talking about a big hoarder house. This was a big house.
Yeah.
But the property wasn't worth much, and it was worth a lot less because, man, it was bad. And we ended up.
We contemplated rehabbing it, and then we looked at each other and we were like, nah.
The seller, her friend was helping her with the deal, and he's an attorney.
Yeah.
So he called and says, "Hey, we've done stuff in the past with you guys. I need to help this lady get rid of this property. She's going into a retirement community and what have you." And I'm like, "Okay." So we looked at it and we're like, "Oh my gosh, this is really bad."
He's there now for the meeting, and John was there too for this because we were up in Pennsylvania in the summer. So it was interesting.
So the guy, the attorney, he says, I said, "Man, I don't want to." I said, "I don't want to insult you with what I would offer." And he said, "Well, what do you think about 5,000?" And I said, "Well, maybe we can work something out." So the 5,000 was the purchase price of the house. But then we didn't pay 5,000 because it ended up, she needed money for closing. She needed
Back
taxes, all that stuff. So I think we ended up paying, we didn't give her anything. So we paid zero.
The sewer line needed done. The sewer line, it's no longer an issue, but they were in Pennsylvania where we lived. The sewer lines had to be, whenever you had a transfer of real estate, they would come in, do a dye test, make sure that the sewer lines were no broken pieces or anything in there, because a lot of them were cast iron. Terracotta. And so it was the seller's responsibility to fix them. Well, her sewer line needed done. So she basically ended up with not getting any money.
Yeah.
Which actually, the attorney said worked in her favor, because of any money that she'd had to put it into her assisted living situation. So she was able to qualify for Medicaid without having, so it actually worked out good in her favor. So you got to look at things like that too. And again, we didn't name the price.
No.
He named the price.
And we ended up selling it to a couple, and we ended up clearing $24,600 without doing anything to it. We didn't do anything to it. And they said, "No, we want all the stuff that's in there." We're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
It's all yours."
I mean, it was so bad. I have to tell you, it was so bad. We always send my brother and sister-in-law, because they do like eBay things and they do auction things. So we always let them go into a house, once we know that it's our house that we're getting it, and they take whatever they want that is like salvageable out of the house. They went in there and they were like, wow, this is really bad. And they went downstairs and they said, my brother said he had to rip apart the sheets of cobwebs. Like it was, I don't know what kind of spider does that, but he said it was literally, he had to rip them apart. And he was like, they found a few things, but it was like, there's really not much of anything we can do in there. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so do we get it cleaned out, John, or what do we do? And John's like, let's do this as an experiment. And the kitchen needed gutted. I mean, it was really bad shape. So online, there was in, I don't know if you guys do you have Nextdoor down in Texas?
Yes.
Okay. On Nextdoor, there's a lady advertising a kitchen, really nice kitchen. She was putting a new kitchen in and she was giving a kitchen away free. I called my handyman up. I said, go get this kitchen, bring all the cabinets, put them in the house, which he did. Stuck them in the house, didn't put them up, just stuck them in the house. And we started letting our funders go through the house. And this couple called us and said, we want this house. And we're like, okay. And we had it marketed for, I think we had it marketed for 25,000. And they said, we want everything. And we're like, oh, well, we had just put some kitchen cabinets in there because we were thinking we were going to go ahead and rehab the house. We're like, oh, no, please. That's what sold us. The kitchen cabinets are already there. And we bust out laughing because we're like, we got them for nothing. So, but it was just an experiment. We were like, because normally we would go in and clean out a property. Okay. But this one, we decided let's not do it and see what happens. So could we have made more cleaning it out? Maybe. But we still made everybody okay with $24,609 on something that we didn't even touch.
Yeah. That you put.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I gotta tell you, these deals that we do, guys, the most money we put down is $10.
Everybody good with that plan?
So could you spend 10 to make 24,600? Yeah. Cool. All right. This one was Broad Street.
What, Tim?
We're just saying that's not a bad ROI.
No.
and that's what we do. We want to control as much property as possible, but we don't. The worst thing in the world I want to do is put money out to buy real estate, but I want to have as much of it as I can. And if I can control a property with $10 and get the same benefits as if I owned it, why am I spending tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's not happening.
We have a
This one-
question. We have a question, John.
Is that
Say it again.
is it $10 for earnest money deposit?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
And some, ours is 10, but some places say, oh, it really should be 100. But most places you can do it with $10. I didn't hear what you said.
Listening to the wrong people.
Yeah, I mean, our attorney in Florida tells us, why are you giving them $10? You don't have to give them anything. And I'm like, what? No, you don't have to. And I'm like, cool. We just made $10 more per deal.
But yeah.
Well, and we should probably cover that.
Yes.
What we tell everybody is we want you to subscribe to what we call the MEL approach.
Write that down, everybody. MEL.
And MEL is we don't do anything unless it's morally, ethically, and legally correct. Everything, and one of the first things you'll learn with our system is we tell you to take this the information to your attorney and title so they can approve what you're going to be doing, because every area in the country is different. So we want you to become legal and compliant with what we're doing in your area. I can tell you it works in Texas because we have members in Texas. So,
Very successful members in Texas.
yes. And, you need to take our stuff to them, get it approved. Now, I know you have attorneys in the club. In fact, we've worked with one, and
You've done that with Martin Garcia.
Yes.
and I've personally met with Martin and Tim, and we got everything approved. So in the system, I actually have a tab on our website for Texas agreements. So we've already gone through all that for you.
Yes.
So, but definitely you want to become legal and compliant first.
Yep. And remember Mel, that should be in your life as a real estate investor every single day, because we all know there are many investors out there doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what causes problems for all of us. And the great thing about being with Tim is he is one of the most Mel people, investor wise, that we know. So you are in great hands in Tim's group.
For sure. For sure. This one, Broad Street, which one was that one? I can't remember. But
Oh, that was the house that remember, it was practically falling down and the guy called you, he knew you.
yeah, this thing was in bad shape.
Bad shape.
But we ended up finding somebody who wanted it. They were going to fix it up and flip it, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up still making $66,500 again on a $10 earnest money deposit.
Good payday. Good payday.
Nice.
Yep. Okay.
This one was, who was this one? Robert Mary Mortgage Research Center.
I don't know.
I forget. Anyhow, 12,900 we made on that one. Again, on a $10 investment. So you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Testimonials, we've got tons of them. People all across the country. Right now, I believe we're at about 2,500 members.
Yeah.
Across the country. And, if the need comes again, we will go back to doing our 4-day workshop. We used to do them twice a year, but with the economy the way it is, people are not traveling like they used to. So we've backed off on the 4 days, but we love doing the 4 days because we can get there in person and see everybody and work with everybody. This is another great guy. I mean, he's knocking it out of the park right now. He does different. Well, he takes mainly he takes the property sub 2, and then he rents it out by the room for another 4-day. Oh, here's John.
Yeah.
Somebody said Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Here's John.
One of our star students. Yes.
This one wasn't a bad deal. $117,000 he made. That's a pretty good one. For a while there.
Didn't John come to the meeting when you were here in person?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
Yes.
And he sends probably 2 to 3 of those a week to us.
He was a tough cookie to crack, though. I mean, because he was very analytical, engineer brain, just very computer savvy. But I mean, he was just hyper focused on, trying to destroy everything we were trying to teach him. He was like trying to pick it apart. And finally he gave in and he was like, "You guys are right." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, we knew that, but it took you a little while to get going." But once he got going, there was no stopping him.
Yeah,
I think he was probably less than a year being with us. He quit his full-time job, which he was making big money.
Once he started listening.
Once he started listening. Yeah, let's put it that way. Once he started listening.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
But one of the things that I want to read to you, because this is how I feel about like testimonials. So so many of our students, they aren't just testimonials. They're transformations from fear to confidence, from theory to implementation, from sitting on the sidelines to doing deals systematically. And these transformations didn't just happen by accident. They happened because our members learned the same systematic procedures we use every single day in our business. And we have students all over the country that are doing really great deals because they decided they were going to follow the system. And that is what we're asking you guys to do, is to understand that there are easier ways to do the business. So that's just one of the things I wanted to tell you about testimonials. We have tons of them. We could have like sat here for hours talking about testimonials, but it's the people that take what we teach and move forward with it that really make us happy, because that's what we really like doing, is helping people. Okay, so who needs cats?
It basically eliminates your competition. You know, here's the thing. If somebody wants $200,000 for their $200,000 house, and you go in there at 140,000 or whatever for 70 cents, 60 cents on the dollar, and I come in and I'll say, okay, I'll give you the 200. Who do you think's going to get the agreement? We are. So we eliminate our competition right off the bat. The guy who wanted $400,000 for his $200,000 house, nobody was offering him $400,000 but us.
So you need to explain that, how it happened.
The deal?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you guys want to know that?
How to do a
$400,000
on a $200,000 house?
No?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, it was a free and clear home. The guy thought he had a gold mine, and in fact, he did at one point. But then, 08 came, and this was probably around 11 or 12, something like that. But we went and looked at the house, and we're like, yeah, okay, nice house. It's on a canal in Florida. It's nice. But you want $400,000? He said, yep. If I don't get $400,000, I'm not selling this house. I want $400,000. You can't give me $400,000. 24 times in our conversation, he told me he wanted $400,000. So I said, I'm guessing you won't come off the $400,000. And he said, no. He said, if I don't get 400, I'm not selling. I said, all right, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. If you can do it my way, I'll get you 400,000. But it's probably the only way you're ever going to get 400,000 for the house. He said, okay, what's your way? So I looked at the PITI on the property, and
PITI is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So everybody understands.
And market rent for the property at the time was like $1,800 a month. The PITI was right around the $1,800 a month. So I took $400,000 and gave him the $1,800 a month until it's paid off the $400,000. Okay, so there really wasn't all it was taxes and insurance. There was no mortgage. So he was getting the $1,800 to pay his taxes, which I believe the taxes and insurance were $400 or $500, something like that.
About 222 months.
And the rest was equity. So he was going to get his $400,000 over
Time.
200 and what was it?
22 months.
22 months, which is less than 30 years. So it's good for a buyer. It's good for him. He's getting his full price. He's for his $200,000 house. And I found someone who wanted to do the deal because it was market rent, $1,800. So instead of renting, he could buy. He's buying at $1,800 a month. And what was the other point on that one? There was one other point.
Taxes and insurance were all being covered by the tenant buyer.
About $400 or $500 of the $1,800.
Yep.
So let's see. Yeah, so it was good for my buyer. It was good for my seller. Oh, I know what the other thing was. The I guess that was one of them gray moments there, Tim. The buyer actually had $7,000 to put
Yes.
down. We took the 7,000, didn't give any to the seller, and my seller never said anything about he wanted interest because he was basically seller financing it. And if he would have, I would have said, well, how much more interest do you want than $200,000? Because it's only worth 200, you're getting 400, so there's 200,000 basically in interest that you're getting. So, but he never brought up interest. It was always 400,000, 400,000. So it was okay. I'll get you the 400,000. We did the deal. The buyer who moved into the property gave us the 7,000. 1,800 a month goes to the seller. The 400 or 500 goes to taxes and insurance, and the rest of it's equity to the seller in his pocket every single month for 222 months.
So how many of you would do that deal and make $7,000, be happy with it? Because most people wouldn't have even done the deal.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes? Anybody? Okay.
Hopefully I didn't confuse you too much, but it, the great thing about it was $10. We made 7,000 off that $10.
Yep. And that's only because the funder only had 7.
Yeah, I tried to get more. He didn't have any.
Yeah.
That's all there was.
Okay.
All right.
So we have a question.
Well, go ahead.
I don't know if I missed it, but the buyer you got to buy the property agreed to pay the 400 over in 22 months.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that he would agree to that?
It probably grew in equity.
I can't hear Tim.
She said she thought it grew in equity.
Well, it has since then, sure.
Yes.
But don't forget that buyer didn't have to go to the bank, didn't have to use their credit, only had to put $7,000 down to get a $200,000 house. And if they would have went to the bank for a $200,000 loan, they'd end up paying probably $600,000 in over 30 years.
They would pay more by going to the bank to get the loan.
But the bank
over time.
The bank wouldn't have paid to 400,000, right?
No, they could only get 200 if they went to the bank.
Right. Okay.
But the buyer would have ended up paying close to 600,000 with interest over 30 years
to the bank if they were.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Understand?
John, the one thing that maybe we should tell everybody is when you're offering terms to buyers that can't go to a bank and buy houses, that makes the home more valuable. It raises the value. And a lot of people that have bad credit or no credit, the only way they can buy is something creatively, well, like John and Stephanie were offering. Okay? They can't go to a bank. They still want to own a home. Just because they don't have credit or it's bad credit doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means they need help. And that's what we do as investors is help them. And a lot of times it takes very, very creative deal structuring, John. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
It takes very creative deal structuring to make it happen for people.
And think about the benefits that it was to the funder. He got into a house with 7,000 down. Didn't matter. Well, it mattered to us. We did look at their credit and made sure that they weren't like crazy. Yeah. Yes. But how easy it was for him to get into a home. And for him, the main thing was, what's the monthly payment?
Yep.
And he could afford it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a couple more questions.
Stephanie,
okay.
John.
Yes.
When you guys made the 7,000, were you completely out the deal, or did you have to babysit for months or years or anything like that?
Completely out of the deal.
We were done.
And well, we should say done but not done.
True.
What did you put in the agreement? Listen to this. This is some of our advanced stuff that you would learn at a workshop, but
Well,
listen to this.
one of the clauses we have in our paperwork is that if the buyer decides they're done, they're out, then we get first right of offer with the seller to pick up where that buyer left off. So let's say he paid for 100 months and then boom, he's gone. He went somewhere else, picked up and left. Well, we have the right to pick up that agreement at the 101 month and go to the 222. So we could get the benefit of all he paid down if they ever leave, but they've never left.
They haven't left. But if he did leave, think about that, guys. We would pick up immediately. But what does that mean? That means we had to start making the payment of $1,800 a month if he were to leave.
Mm-hmm.
But would we be willing to do that for, I don't know how much equity that would have been at that point, but a lot of equity, right? And what would we have done? Probably turned right around and done it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see how powerful that is?
Yeah, we could put a wrap
But Stephanie, why would a buyer just walk away?
Oh, don't ask why. We have no idea. People do it all the time.
I quit asking.
I mean, sometimes it is the reasons of, they lost their job, they're divorced. There's things like that. But sometimes it's just, they just go. And it's like, what in the world? And they leave all that equity behind, but what are you going to do?
Oh, yeah. And we've had people in a property for a couple of weeks that gave us 20,000 down, non-refundable, and they call and say, "Hey, we're leaving." But don't leave. You're going to lose your money. And we don't care.
Yeah. Don't ask why. We just don't even know.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, our system's being used all
We're
across.
ready to move on. I don't think we have any more questions.
Okay.
Our system's being used all across the country, guys, daily. It's the only system that adapts to what's happening in the market. You don't have to, get some other course or anything. It's a lifetime membership with us, and updates with monthly website fee waived. So we don't charge for our monthly web portal. You get that for free with your lifetime membership. You get email access to ask questions, and that's not to somebody in a call center. Those emails come to me. So if you have questions, you can send emails to me. I do a What Would John Do call once a month, and it's the second Monday of the month. So we have one coming up this Monday. So all the members are invited, and you can ask questions. We go over what's happening, what's going on in the market, what we're seeing around the country. You have the opportunity to submit deals to us and short sales, and we'll work those with you. And then we just split the profits. So you can't beat that deal either. Special pricing for you guys for Tim. 1 hour jumpstart video with me and one of our mentors that we have. So that gives you a lot of good tips to get started out of the gate. You learn how to make tens of thousands of dollars with less than $50 to $200 invested. Now, we put $10 down, but there's usually, something else like a title search or something that costs a couple bucks. So typically we have under $100 in each of the deals. How to make profits tax-free for life. We were discussing that a little bit with the IRA. And CATS works where wholesaling doesn't. Now, there's a lot of states that are just starting to put in rules and regulations that
yeah, I believe Oklahoma, Illinois, Pennsylvania now. We have we have a wholesale law in place.
Yep.
So yes, there are other states that, and I believe Texas has one also.
Well,
a disclosure that you have to get, which is, do we have that disclosure? It's in the system. So
yeah,
you guys are covered.
We're going to show you how to put it on cruise control and build your team. How to break the shiny object syndrome. You know, you're always online looking at the latest, greatest things that these guys are trying to sell for real estate. You know, oh, we can find leads this way and do this and do that. And, you know, we're going to show you how to break that shiny object syndrome, how to protect your assets, because that's one of the things you want to do is protect your assets, how to receive multiple paydays from one deal. We all like doing that. And build generational wealth with very little money out of pocket, and learn how to minimize your risk. You know, that's what we do. We minimize our risk on every deal. So in reality, the most we can pretty much lose on getting an agreement is $10. So that's pretty good. We've got some great clauses on our agreements, and they're in the TREC form as well. Let's see. What can you do with cats? Wholesaling? Yes. Retailing? Yeah. Wholetailing? Rehabbing? Short sales? Yes. You know, we went out and we got a couple of ex-vice presidents for loss mitigation departments for Wells Fargo and Bank of America. These people did short sales, over 5,000 short sales for the banks. Now they work with us. So they're doing the short sales for us. They know who to call, who to go directly to. You don't have to be on the phone on hold for hours on end.
So if short sales are of interest to you, we have a great short sale system.
And Texas is quick on foreclosures, so we want to get them before they get that far. Whatever's happening in the current market, yes. Wealth building using my IRA tax-free, yes. Creative deal structuring, definitely.
Which is our favorite.
Subject to, for sure. Small multi-units, yeah. And much, much more. So the pros are you get a lifetime membership with us. You get the 1 hour What Would John Do call every month. Email access to me, lifetime updates, free online training portal, able to submit profit sharing deals, eliminate your competition, works in all market cycles, works 100% of your leads instead of 2% of your leads. Potential to make money on every lead. No need to buy any more programs, and you're able to partner on deals with us. Cons. Well, of course, you know it all. You can learn online for free. You like working too hard. People say you can't do that. You don't have the money. I'll buy it in a few weeks. I have to think about it. You buy it and do nothing. This is just another program. And I have 100 more excuses if you want to hear them, Steph and John. All right. So your membership, guys, you get all this stuff, and it's well over 240 pages now. Video and audio recordings, resource documents, you get the updates, you get the free online portal, training portal, the What Would John Do calls, the Jumpstart call, ability to submit the short sales and profit sharing deals. You know, this thing's been tested and tested and tested. It works. We use it daily. thecatsteam.com/westdfw. That's where you can join. So don't be afraid to jump on that. And let's see, what kind of price? Well, it's usually around $10,000. However, for you guys, $14.97 for a lifetime of training. Now, what you're going to do is if you sign up, you're going to get on that website. You're going to, there's so much stuff in here. What do I do? What do I, you got to remember, everything is on that training portal. So are you going to use everything out of the chute? No. You start in steps. You know, that's what we did. We learned, what we do, options, lease options first. We mastered that. Then we heard about this new thing that came out called subject to. And then we're like, oh, hey, this sounds really cool. So we went and learned about that, paid another $5,000 for that, another $5,000 for creative deal structure, and another $5,000. You know, it just kept going. You're going to get all of it for one payment of $1,497. That's a pretty good deal. So it's it's almost $13,000 worth of product that you're getting, and we're going to give it to you for $1,497.
Actually, when we look at it, it's really priceless, guys, because of the fact that there's no upsells. The only thing that you're going to potentially want to purchase moving forward is maybe if we do a workshop again, or we do have a few resources that things that we use in our business that you might want to become part of,
like third party.
But that's third party stuff. So it's not things that we're selling you into. It's resources that you may want to use. But it's priceless, guys, because when I told you from before, if short sales is what is working in the market, short sales is what we're going to be teaching you. And when John gets on that, what would John do call? He's always going to be teaching you something new every time. And those are all recorded too. You can go back and listen to all of what would John do call.
They're all on the training.
All on the training portal. And there's never another, oh, okay, we're going to do short sales, and now you got to pay another $1,497 to do short sales. No, it's one time.
Yeah, again, when we decided to do the teaching part of this, we said, well, we've made it. Now let's help other people make it, because we saw what they were doing to these people. They would spend every last cent they have to get the training, and then that was it. They had nobody to fall back on. They had nothing, to push them forward. And, we said, we're doing it different. We want people to succeed.
Absolutely.
We need people to travel with, on cruises. And
I think one of the most important things that you guys really need to get from all of this is how we do business, that we talked about turning investor training upside down, right? So the no side of the business is what? Who can tell us what the acronym for the no side of the business was? React. Okay. And the yes side was? Act. Okay. So if people were saying, yes, we have a house for sale and we're willing to work with you, great. It's the people that want full retail or more. Those are the diamonds, guys, because most investors are walking away from those. Why? What's a wholesaler looking to do?
Get a big discount.
Big discount. If you're going into a seller and talking to a seller and you're not wanting a big discount, what are your chances of getting the agreement? Pretty good. Okay, so where are you going to make the money? That's what everybody's thinking, right? How am I going to make money? Anybody have any ideas before we give you the secret?
Give us the secret.
Give the secret. Okay. All right, John.
Well, here's the thing. Once I said if I get 10 leads, I want 10 agreements. So now we've got all these agreements. We put it out to our funders. Who's our funders? Anybody who brings money to the table to do the deal. That could be anybody. It doesn't have to be just a loan or anything like that. It could be anybody that brings money to the table. So we put it out there. The funder buyer, as we call them, contact us and say, hey, I'm interested in 123 Main Street. Okay, let's talk about it. What are you what do you have to work with? You know, here's the price. Can you pay this price? I can't pay that, but I can pay a monthly price. What can you pay per month? How much do you have down? And then what we do is we structure the deal around what that person can do. Now, if we wanted 200,000 for the property and they can only pay 150, well, then we have to negotiate with them to get the most we can from them. And if 150 will not give us any money and it won't pay the seller, then I got to go back to my seller and renegotiate with a seller. Now, we call it renegotiating. You agents in the room, you guys call it counter offer. Is it the same thing? Yes. So we're negotiating back and forth, and we hopefully can put it together with either price and or terms, and then get the deal closed. But we do all that in the background with once we have the facts from the seller, facts from our funder buyer, and then we put it all together, and then we get the deal done.
And one of the things that's really important too is we don't talk to the seller about, you know, will you take seller financing? Will you do this? Will you do that? We don't. We get the agreement. Then we find out who and what our funders can do. Then we present those things to the seller.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we show them, because in some cases, they're very willing to do seller financing when we show them how much money they can make by doing the seller financing.
Right.
They may want 400,000 for their house, or let's use the 200. They may want 200. It may be worth 200, but they want 400. You saw how we did that. We showed them, yes, we can give you 400, but you have to take terms. Okay. So we give them these opportunities and we show them how they can make more money.
We give them what they want.
Yes.
So that we can get what we want. And that's that agreement to start the process.
We have to have the agreement to be legal and compliant.
And now some people will say, what, you know, you're going back and forth. Isn't that bait and switch? No. If it is, then the agents do it all day long.
Right.
With counter offers.
Yeah.
Is that bait and switch? No. My funder can do this. Are you interested in doing it?
And John, can you explain to them, because I think this will help pull it all together. Explain to them what you say to the seller whenever you meet with them or your acquisitionists meet with them, and we leave the letter with them showing them exactly how we do this.
All right.
This is the key, guys.
This is one of the little secret nuggets. I created a letter that we give to the seller when we're getting ready to leave the house. And basically, the letter is my speech to the seller of how this is going to work. And the short version is, once I have a signed agreement with you, Mr. Seller, I can submit this to our funding sources. Remember, a funding source is anybody that can bring money to the table. Once it's in front of my funders, they'll do one of four things.
Here, listen to this, guys. One of four things.
They will fund it at full face value of the agreement. They'll come back and say, no, we can't do full amount, but we can do this amount. They'll say, well, we're interested, but we need to do creative terms on this deal, and this is what we want to do. Or they'll say, John, you're out of your mind. We're not going to do this deal. So my funding sources will say one of those four things. If I can, well, when's it going to close? As soon as I can get it in front of my funding sources and one of my funders is interested in funding the deal, we can get it sent off to the title company to get it closed. Other than that, I don't have a crystal ball, but the longer you don't sign the agreement and we don't get the ball started, the longer it's going to take. That's it.
How many feel that that would be hard to do?
I saw a hand. Yeah. Any idea why?
Any questions?
Question? Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the time frame of the agreement?
Good question.
Very good question.
Well, you know, in Florida, I usually like to take 3 months. In Pennsylvania, my real estate agents up there, they tie up a seller for 12 months. And I tell them, look, I don't need 12 months like a realtor does. Give me 6. And that typically they'll give us 6. If they don't, I'll say, okay, how about 5, 4, 3, you know, so I don't care. I just need an agreement to get things started, because then I can always renegotiate and come back and say, hey, I have a funder, but he's going to need some time to get this thing closed, and we can extend it at that point.
Yeah. And to be honest, it really isn't extremely important. If the market is hot, it's less important. If your market is cooler, then you need a little bit more time usually. But look at your days on market, guys. I don't know what yours is currently. Do you have any idea, Tim? Days on market average in your area?
45 to 60, but it's gone up. A lot of properties are sitting 5 months, 90 days.
5, 6 months. I would say.
45 to 60, did you say?
Easy.
Okay, easy. Okay. So base it on that, guys. Base it on your days, your average days on market in the area. I mean, don't make yourself any different than anybody else. It's like, if you know, and here's the thing, you have nothing really to lose other than a few dollars.
$10.
Yeah, $10 plus if you have to do recording, which another thing we do, which we explain in our in the system. We do have some legal papers that we file. So there are things that it's very inexpensive to do it. So what is the easiest to me is knowing that you have multiple ways that you can help the seller accomplish their goal. You know, and when John tells you that letter is so super easy, because it basically tells them that it's one of 4 ways. That funding source is one of 4 ways it's going to be funded. Now, do you accomplish and sell them all?
No.
We don't either. Do the realtors sell every listing that they take?
No.
Do they?
No.
No.
No. But do we sell a lot of what we take?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we're taking things, guys, that most other investors are not even looking at.
Or the agents.
Or the agents.
Because the agent will come in and say, oh, you need to paint this, and you need to carpet this, and you need to do this. Oh, yeah, I'd love to have it in pristine condition too, but do I get them in pristine condition all the time?
No, most of the time, no. Unless they're really nice houses, which we've done too.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually they need something. I mean, yes, can they get more possibly if they do all those things? But a lot of the people are like, we don't have the money to do that.
Right.
We don't have the money to put a new roof on. We don't have the money to go and put a new kitchen in. We're dealing with people as they are, as it is. Okay. How about some questions? Anybody have any questions?
I have a question for you. What do you use as your lead source? Because generally I use tax deficient, tax delinquency. When we've 2 years tax delinquent, there's a time on it. They're going to auction. They don't have a lot of options. And I don't either if they leave it too long.
Yes, that's one of them. Our biggest, and I don't know in your area if you can do this, our biggest probably are signs. Signs, online, absolutely online. People find us online and they contact us. For sale by owners is a huge one, guys. For sale by owners, we get a lot. We call the for sale by owners. Our team calls them and asks them, you know,
what would you take?
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the place. And of course, my only requirement for them to get me an agreement is I want a structure on the property. I don't want vacant
Yeah,
land.
we don't deal
Now,
vacant land.
vacant land, we may get into in the
Uh-huh.
future again, but right now, I don't want vacant land. I just want some sort of a structure on the house. That house that I said that we made the least $1,000 on.
Yeah.
That thing was the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I never went to it, and the guy told me, he said, what if I just give it to you? And I said, well, we could work with that. So we took the agreement, never went to it. The neighbor called and says, I'll give you $1,000 for it. And I said, how about 5? He said, how about 1,000? How about 5? How about 1,000? He said, so I'm just going to tear it down and make my yard bigger.
It wasn't fixable. I mean, it had to be torn
Yeah,
down.
it needs torn down.
That's why we took we said, we'll take the agreement. Let's see what happens. So we got $1,000 for something that we did absolutely nothing for.
Nothing.
I mean, throw it up on the website. That's all we did.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you got your pre-foreclosures, you got your absentee landlords.
Yes.
Um,
We use everything.
tax
Yeah.
deficiencies, all that stuff. We market to all that. But one of the main things, and I think Tim will tell you this too, is we're not really in the real estate business. We're in the marketing business. And if you're not marketing to bring in the leads, then you're not doing real estate. McDonald's, they're not in the hamburger business. They're in the real estate business. Where are they? They're on every single corner. Same thing. We have to market. And it's so much easier and cheaper nowadays.
Yes.
To do it because you
yeah.
got online stuff. Signs. I don't know if you guys can get away with signs or not, but they're fantastic. The bandit signs.
Yeah.
If you can't use bandit signs, create a bunch of magnetic signs and with an extension on each, a different extension on each one for your phone number, and give them out to the pool cleaning guy, the contractor, the landscaper. They put them on their vehicles and calls come in, and then you give them a referral. They love it.
Yeah.
They love it. So that gets around the sign police, if you have sign police, because now you got mobile signs going around all over town that they can't do a darn thing about. See, there's so many different things that we've figured out.
We use everything. I mean, we still have our son calls us and usually texts us a lead at least once a week. He's up in Butler and he's like, I just went past a property and it's condemned. We love condemned houses, guys. Love condemned houses because usually it's very minor things to fix it.
Yep.
Usually. So he looks for the condemns. He looks for sale by owners. He looks for anything that has a tax. Because they put a tax notice up on the doors of properties. Anytime he sees a sign like that, he's like, boom, he's on it. And he texts it to us, goes to our VA, and she looks it up and contacts them. So, the driving for dollars, a lot of people call it driving for dollars. He's usually not doing it intentionally. He's just going somewhere and he'll see something and he'll be like, hey, I just saw this. He takes a picture of it. So all those things work. It just depends on what works best in your area. But I still think our biggest one is probably our online, because people find us online, and bandit signs, and for sale by owners.
Stephanie, we have another question.
Yes.
Stephanie, just to go back to that example you gave us where you had first right on that property if the tenant didn't pay, what was the strategy on the opposite side if the owner wasn't paying the taxes and insurance?
If the owner didn't pay the taxes and insurance?
Correct. How did you protect the person buying the house?
Yes. Well, the payment.
It's all in the agreement that the attorney draws up between the seller and that buyer.
Yeah, it's in there legally. And so if they didn't do that, if the seller didn't do what he was supposed to do,
the buyer can come back.
The buyer, exactly.
He has legal standing.
So, John, back to your comment about marketing. One thing that, for those new in the business especially, one thing you have to do is you have to be bold, you have to stand out, you have to be different than anybody else. And that's gonna get everybody's attention. Most of you, well, maybe not everybody's seen my truck, my Ford, you know, it's wrapped, it's been this way, you can't miss it right there. John, you've seen it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
So you gotta be bold, you gotta tell people what you do. But with this new strategy of wanting to make offers on every house, what do you think your marketing should say?
I think mine should say, I'll give you whatever you want.
So,
Just ask.
did you hear what Devin said? I'll give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
But how about, I'll give you anything you want, or I pay full market value.
I used to use, if I can't sell your home, I'll buy it. As an agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
As an agent, that's great.
You want to be able to create that kind of interest, okay? And when we talk about marketing, we're not talking about post one ad on Craigslist and say, I'm marketing to be an investor, buy houses. You have to be everywhere. Okay? And I'm talking about everywhere. I'm talking about your shirts, your vehicles, your business cards. 25 years in the business, I drop business cards like breadcrumbs. 25 years in the business. And you need to do those kinds of things. You need to not be afraid to tell people what you do and how you can help people. When you start taking what John and Stephanie are teaching you,
Lean forward.
start telling people.
I did.
Oh, you're gonna get visitors to your website. Guess what? You better have a website that works.
That's right.
And links, you know, and forms that don't work, and email that doesn't, you know, submit properly. And guess what? You gotta read your email and answer your voicemail. And answer your phone. How many people have problems with telemarketers, scam marketers and all that stuff? I can't even answer my phone, it's so bad. But we gotta answer the phone, we gotta follow up right away. Don't ignore it, you're gonna lose that potential buyer or seller. What do people do when they're going through the Yellow Pages or going through Craigslist or Facebook about wanting to sell a house? They call somebody, they don't answer, what did that seller do next? Next one. Guess what? If they don't get back to them before they reach somebody, you're not.
Hey, Tim, and as you can see, John's shirt, I mean, he goes everywhere. He's marketing always.
Yeah.
Always. He doesn't market for other people. He markets for us.
Yeah.
And people will come up to him and be like, hey, I see you buy houses and sell houses. Like, yeah. You got to tell people.
I hate it when I see people coming to our events and stuff that they've got, university, Texas University, or they've got Ford or Chevy or whatever on their shirts. So I started thinking, well, how can I get those outfits to market for us? Well, my favorite team, of course, is the Steelers. So what I do, I ordered a Steelers jersey, and for the name across the back, I had them put "We Buy Houses." Do you think I get some comments about that when I go to a Steeler game or to a Steeler bar or whatever?
You put
Yeah.
your on your back too?
Yeah.
Number on your shirt?
Yeah, everything I have, my jackets, everything is all lettered up.
Yeah.
So there's no, I mean, I go to Walmart and I can't even get in the front door, but people just come right up to me. Hey, there's that We Buy Houses guy.
Yeah, because the truck is all lettered up, and he always finds a spot right in front of the doors so that people have to see it when it's coming out. Yeah.
Same thing. But
Any other questions, Tim?
what's that?
I'm sorry.
Any other questions?
So I'm not sure if you already said this or not, but you mentioned that whoever comes, can you hear me? Okay. I'm not sure if you mentioned this already or not, but you said that you sell to your buyer is whoever has the money, correct? How
Correct.
do you build that clientele? How do you find those people, and how do you, market to them, the funders?
Yeah.
Well, we've got several different squeeze pages that bring in funder buyers, but we also put the property out there once we get it under agreement. That
On Zillow.
it's on Zillow and Realtor.com and all that stuff. And one of the first things I did was I ran a little ad and you can run it in, you got any of those free newspapers like Green Sheet or Shopper or whatever. They're free and they usually have all kinds of ads in it. I ran a little ad in there that said, call to qualify for new rent to own program. And we were averaging for a week 75 calls a day. And I had 0 properties. So we built that up, went through that list, found out what they had to work with, where they wanted to live, what kind of property they wanted. And then I target marketed those neighborhoods for properties with signs and other marketing. And we got the properties, matched them up, and we started doing deals.
To be honest with you, the easiest and probably laziest way is truly just by putting it out online. Once you've got it up on Zillow, the calls start coming in immediately. And you build your list from that, because people are like, that may not be the house for them, but they're looking for another one. If you get enough people looking in certain areas, then you're out there scouting, trying to find, other deals in that area. Plus, the other thing is our referral program. I can tell you probably, at least off the top of my head, at least in the past couple of years, 5, 6 people have referred us to another person. Hey, my friend or my neighbor is going to sell their house. They just told me about it, and I've referred them to you. And then we give them a referral fee. Okay. So people love that. I mean, and we tell our assistants, do not ever leave a place without saying to someone, listen, if you know of anyone else that's selling their home, please let us know. Mm-hmm. We will be glad to talk to them.
Mm-hmm. And John, you're building your list in RealFlow, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
So then that's the important part of this CRM tool is always be building your list, always be building your list. And then when they get the property goes in RealFlow too. And then RealFlow allows them to send that property out to their list very easily. That's why it's important to always be building that list.
Yes.
Rick can tell you, we do that every day. We're adding new buyers into the list, and so important because they're
absolutely
one day and gone the next. They may not always be there, so you need to keep building it all the time.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Nope, we're good.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, we want to, number one, thank all of you for taking time, and hopefully we've been able to give you just of course, it's a brief glimpse, because this is, an hour and a half or 2 hours doesn't do justice of what we could actually teach you, but hopefully gives you a glimpse of who we are and, gives you an idea of what we can teach you and what our system has in it. We have put a lot of time and effort into it, and we would really love the opportunity to work with you guys. And I think you probably see we're a little bit different. We're not polished speakers. We're not out on the gamut trying to, get everybody to, come into our system. That's really not what it's not what our main goal is. Our main goal is to help people that have really, many of you have already been through where you've paid $50,000, $60,000, $100,000. And we're trying to help people do deals. And if it's whether you're a brand new investor, or which is really great if we get you brand new, because then you don't have to go through the pain of all that. Or if you're an experienced investor, or you've not done a deal yet, but you've been, been educating yourself. This is where it's good for you and good for us, because we love to help people. And that's why Tim, I know, brought us in, and we thank you again, Tim, for trusting us and allowing us to to come and present to your group. It's been fun. We enjoyed our time with you. And I'm sure, Tim, you can answer a lot of their questions if something else comes up, because Tim, member of ours, he's been with us for many years. He understands what we do and how we do it. And he uses a lot of our techniques, which is great. So thank you. We sincerely appreciate your time, because we know you all could be doing something different on Saturday morning. I know that. And we really appreciate the time, and hope that we can be doing something together.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions for John and Stephanie? Was that great? So, John, I just want to confirm one thing. I want to make sure that 1497 is the right number, because I'm pretty sure that was the number when you were here in 2020 before COVID. I don't think you changed that number.
We have not changed it.
Nope, that's the same number.
Yep.
That's amazing. So thank you for
No.
that. A couple key points I want to highlight. Comparing what John and Stephanie's talking about to what we typically are taught. We're all looking for that discounted deal to make that offer, right? How much money did we make on that? Nothing if we don't get it accepted, right? So the opportunity is here, going to teach you how to submit an offer on everything you see, everything you talk to, every seller you speak with that's willing to work with you, and they probably want full price or more. They might be some discounted offers in there. You might ask them that. By the way, some of you might say, why would a person do that? Why would they sell it for so cheap? Just stop asking the question. Just they will. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Just know that they will do it.
Yeah.
Why would people give me their house for $10? I don't care anymore. It used to bug the heck out of me, but they've done it. I can tell you, I bought a lot of houses for $10. Okay. It works. That's how I built my business. I didn't start wholesaling. My first deal was wholesale, but then I built my business buying subject to deals. But this just opens up another whole avenue of deal opportunity. If you are,
Hey, Tim, can I add something?
What's that?
I'd like to add something to that too. Not only, so many people, you talk about like, why do people do what they do? We don't know. But also what we've found throughout doing this is time and circumstances changes everything.
Absolutely.
Today, somebody may say, no, I don't want to do that. And in 30 days, their situation is changed by something. And sometimes it's 60 days and sometimes it never changes. But we've seen so many throughout like just a short period of time where they're like, oh, I don't want to do seller financing. And then in 30 days, they're like, I guess maybe if the interest isn't there, or as far as enough funders coming through, they're like, well, talk about that again. Let's talk. Let me understand that a little better. I can make more money, so time and circumstances changes everything.
Right.
I agree. I've seen it, it does make a difference. And that's why you need to systematically follow up with every seller you talk to. If you just let it go,
right,
or if you're one of these people that aren't organized and don't believe in writing down when your next follow-up should be, and you just do it as you think about it, you're probably going to lose that deal. If you really have a seller that needs to sell, you have to systematically follow up, whether it's on your phone or your computer that syncs with your phone or something. But you've got to have a systematic way. And it's okay to ask the seller, would it be okay if I follow up with you in 2 weeks or a month or things like that? Guess what? I've had sellers tell me that they were so happy I called them back because they lost my number. So don't expect them to call you.
Right.
It's always great when you do get a call from a seller and say, they're ready to go, right? But they're not organized. Matter of fact, if they're in a distressed situation, you can almost guarantee they're gonna lose your information anyhow. So,
Hey, Tim,
yeah,
last month, we've had two sellers who said, oh, I got an agreement. I just signed an agreement with another investor. I said, oh, really? I said, where are they from? Oh, Tennessee. One was from Texas. You know, they're coming in
Yeah.
from virtually doing it.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, really? I said, well, congratulations. I hope it closes. If it doesn't, let me be your plan B. And both of them have called us back because neither of those outfits bought the property.
there's a lot of virtual activity going on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Some people that works for and some don't. I personally don't like it, but
Yeah, I don't like it
Yeah.
either.
yeah. Okay, so back to my point of the offers, you know, in the past, based on what we are typically trained, you probably won't make offers on a lot of houses, and those that you do, even still, you may not get accepted because of the discount. Some people are, you know, fast talkers and they're gonna get a discount accepted, but it's not gonna work with everybody. So the point is using their strategy, make those offers on everything. Give them what they're
That's
asking.
it.
Give them whatever you want, Devin.
And Mel, morally, ethically, and legally.
That's right. Yep, that's right. So,
Awesome.
John, Stephanie, I thank you very much. It's been great. It's been
Thank
great to
you.
see you again. The link at the bottom is where you go register. It's gonna be in my presentation that you'll get also. And we'll put that in the email when we do a follow-up with everybody as well, so.
Do they have contact information for them as well besides just that sign up?
Do you have a contact info,
Numbers or anything like that?
phone number, email, anything at all that you mind sharing?
Contact information for us. They want contact information for us.
Well, you could reach out to info@buycatsnow.com. Just make sure you put in the info@buy, BUI, cats now.com, and make sure you put in there that you were referred by Tim.
Yeah.
So it was info@buycatsnow.com.
BUY.
BUY.
Okay.
CATS now.com.
.com.
Make sure
Yes.
you mention that you came through me or through the group.
Yes.
Right.
Maria,
Otherwise, you may
got
be
another
paying
question
10.
back there.
You guys mentioned that we could attend your Monday coaching call for the members that attended today. Where do we get the link for that, or will you be sending that I can send out to the members?
The Monday night call.
Yeah, the Monday, that is for members. There, if you've already joined.
Our
like,
members.
Yes, our members.
Oh.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you
I thought
join,
it was open. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, if you join, that's exclusively for our members.
I do have another question. On that
Yes.
1497, do you have a payment plan, or is just a one-time
You
payment?
have a payment.
Payment plan, that would be something that, Tim, we would have to discuss.
Okay. We can discuss it.
Okay.
I believe that that link is through PayPal, and I know they offer some financing there.
Yeah, I know PayPal does have different financing options.
Okay.
Okay.
One more question.
So
Sure.
is the 4-day workshop different from the 1497?
Yes, that's the only thing that we have that is, if, once we do them again, that is a separate charge because there's, hotel, I mean, we have to reserve a hotel and there's just no way in 1497 that we could do that, but it's very inexpensive. Usually, I believe the last one was $697 for the 4-day. But yes, that is one thing that you do have to pay extra for. But other than that, then there is nothing else.
Where is the workshop located?
Oh, we do it in Southwest Florida. We've been doing it at the Embassy Suites. You fly right into Southwest Florida International Airport. And Embassy Suites, like it's
Estero?
very, yeah, Estero. It's very close. That's where we've always done them.
Just north of Naples.
Yeah. So everybody gets to come to Florida, which is a great thing.
We
Yeah,
have,
we've had a lot of,
we have dinner out on the beach one night.
yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, but
We're
you
hoping
live in
starting-
the worst real estate market in the country. Why would we want to come there?
Why do you think? Yes. There's no deals here, guys. Don't you really no reason to come here.
So they do happen to live in the worst market in the country, which
Yeah.
is hard to believe that that would be someplace in Florida, right? But
Sucks to be us.
it is. So there's going to be a lot of investment opportunities there because that market is crashing bad.
Yep.
So, okay.
Well, awesome.
Last parting questions at all? Anybody? Any last comments?
If we want to evaluate.
Oh, one more question.
So I'm shiny object. So if you want to evaluate it, do you have any timing? I mean, normally everybody says, you pay this now, or we're going to charge you $5,000 more.
How long are we going to offer this price, John?
That's up to you, Tim, but I would say, what do you think? You know your group. Today's the fourth.
A month.
A month. How about that?
They want it to go forever.
Forever.
Why not?
Well, here's the thing. If you have a situation, just talk to Tim and let him know.
Yeah.
And we're willing to work with anybody. I mean,
Thank you.
Tim, let Tim know your situation and he'll let us know and we can work it out.
Yep.
So that means they have to talk really nice to me.
They do have to talk nice to you. That's true.
So do you have a money back period? Money back?
We,
offer?
3-day right of rescission. That's
3?
it.
Okay.
3 days.
Yeah, because it's so, we give you 40 years worth of
Yeah.
material.
And believe me, the only reason we do that is because we've had people do it. We've had people take it, download. As soon as they've downloaded, they've got it all. And then they say, oh, we didn't care for it.
Yeah.
One bad
So-
apple spoils it for everyone.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
bad
That
apples
happened to me
always
from
spoil
Berkeley.
it. Yep.
Yeah. And really, you're not going to want a refund
gosh.
because again, it's lifetime. I mean, I can't tell you how many people contact us and say, I bought the system back in 2015. I haven't done anything with it, but I'm ready to start now. What's new? Well, the great thing about the training portal is we have a what's new tab. And you click that every time you go on the website, and it'll tell you what has been added, what has been subtracted, whatever. And you can
Constantly morphing.
you can take 10 years off
Yeah.
and come back, and you'll have a brand new system sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah.
So for the members that have been with us a while, you probably remember when you first logged in, how overwhelming our membership portal is in the group. There's so much there. Their website's the same way. There is so much there. But the good thing is you help them walk through it. And of course,
Yes.
the Monday night calls and
And that call is so important, guys, to get on that What Would John Do call, because that's talking about what's happening right now, what deals are going on right now, what questions you have right now, and what is working in the market right now. That's what John is going through every single monthly call. That's what is important. And you get your questions answered.
And it's not just me, we have several of our top members
Yes.
on the call, and they all input information as well.
Which is really great. And Tim's on there usually. Yeah.
What time is their call?
what time's that call, John?
It's 8 p.m. Eastern,
Yeah, so that would be
7.
7 o'clock your time, yes.
And what's the website? Is the catsteam.com?
You'll get an email
Oh, okay.
with the invitation.
Yeah.
Okay, John, Stephanie, I think we're about out of Schlitz here.
All right,
Awesome.
guys.
Hey, thank you so much, everybody. We sincerely appreciate it. Tim,
Thank you.
Have-
Thank you very much. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. And we will
Have-
talk soon.
All
Sure
right,
will.
see you at the top.
see you at the top, guys.
Have a great day.
Thank you.